We're playing Hex Shards of Fate, Corinth, part of the Merry Melee. It's a rotating format that comes once a week. Corinth comes around about every 6 weeks. Your deck is formed using the charge power. Everything else in your deck, your starting deck, is just resources that you can play. It is timed, so I like to keep my cursor on the resource I'm going to play and quickly click F8 to advance to the next stage so I don't lose any of that time on the clock. Not too many good choices here. It's either this or this one, really. I think I'm going to go with this, because this can take a while to build and it encourages you to spread your resources rather than going deep on them. So I like to start with blood and then move to wild and diamond. So again, I'm going to get the wild ready. So this is decent compared to these. This takes too long. This is, you gotta sacrifice something to do it. So I'm gonna do this, get the double wild going, and then I'll sacrifice it to create a Valor when I actually can play it. Got double wild. I'm going to go into diamond now, since I don't have another blood here. That's a good card. It's going to go to +1/+1 next turn. Do this to at least get it blocked. And I can't play the Valor, so I'm not going to pop it right now. Okay, now I've got my double blood. If he attacks, I'll block because I don't want it to get bigger. Okay. He's not going to attack, he wants to get bigger. But the trick is I can make mine bigger too here. But we'll see, I might get something better worth playing. Yeah, I can actually play both of these. But this is really good for later. I'll go with this for later. So that's what the Valor does there. It's +1/+1. Alright, it's a good thing I picked that because now it's going to be able to be cast unless I draw something better. Dang, he's going to make this guy 4/4. Or maybe this guy, no? Okay. So I'm going to go Sapphire. It's pretty good, but I'm going to go with this. So now he's up to 5/5, but I can block it with this unless he pumps it somehow. At least this turn. And next turn if I put this on it. It's just a 3/3 flyer in this format. So this is a good blocker. Just going to give that life drain ability to the next troop in my deck. I'm going to skip. Keep getting the Mauler every turn. That's the thing, is it shuffles your deck at the end in this format, so you keep redrawing your cards. It's almost like having 4 ofs of everything, like you would in a normal Hex or Magic game. It's a good card. Thank goodness you can only use that once, though. I'll use it now. If I keep putting them on here, he can't attack in, at least with that, unless he has a pump in his hand. You can at least attack with that. Double diamond. That's really good. But so he has, oh yes, and he has 2 artifacts. Perfect. And this has steadfast, so if I attack with it, I'm actually going to attack with everything, because I don't care if he kills the other 2, and I need to make up some damage here, since he's been hitting me. See, that came right back, this came right back, this came right back. It's because the deck is so small that when it shuffles, you have a much higher probability of getting those cards again. But this guy's already huge. So it didn't do much damage, but he was able to get that going. And this deploy is not going to have any effect right now. So I want to play 3, and that means with 8 I could do any of these. I like this one because it untaps and it's flying, so we'll do that. So first we'll attack in, make sure he thinks we have nothing else. Make her a little more formidable, and then put this down too. And awesome, this came back, so if he plays either of those nasty cards from earlier, we can get rid of them. This is nice because it'll stay untapped, this will stay untapped, no matter what they do, or not exhausted I should say, since this is Hex. Yeah, so we can get rid of that. If he attacks, that means he has a buff. He does. So we're going to skip blocking. Let's go into red now that we have double of everything else. Or ruby. This is really good because it's going to screw up his artifact. We're going to revert it, and then we're gonna destroy it. I'm gonna attack with all these. This is going to become exhausted, but on his turn it's going to ready itself. Huge life drain from earlier, as well as this guy. I can't cast both because I'm going to only be at 10 mana next turn, so I'm going to opt for this if I still have it in my hand at that point. Because this life drain crush, it has life drain because we prophesied it. He's just throwing down things to block at this point. Oh, nice. Okay, always go 3 before you go 4. There's nothing that really requires 4. This is really good, but I don't think I have anything in my deck right now. But we'll see. Alright. Let's go with this after we attack. There's really nothing good in my deck that I want to have 4 of, and if I cast it I'm just going to fill up my deck with stuff I don't want 4 of, so I'm not going to cast that right now. Again, we can get rid of this guy next turn. And we can buff him so that in the future he can further block him. And we're going to go wild because we have 2. We already have 3 of sapphire. That's interesting. Okay. me give something flight, so this guy, okay. So if I want to play everything, I can only pick... quit. I was going to say I can only pick a 5 cost or lower, but there could be something higher that's better. Might make it worth not casting everything in my hand, but when you want to cast everything in your hand, potentially, you should count before you go and draw. Alright, good game.